Hey, what is up guys? Today I'm gonna show you in this video how I made $30,000 on Upwork in my first 3 months of going onto the platform. I know this sounds crazy. Honestly, it's hard for me to believe myself, but here I am trying to make a video upon a lot of people's request. Yeah, a lot of people have DM'd me to make a comprehensive guide on Upwork on my journey last year. Without further ado, without wasting any time, I'll show you my Upwork profile. So yeah. So here's my Upwork profile. Of course, I'm not showing it entirely just because of privacy purposes, and like I don't want you guys to copy me word to word. I know you can be more creative than that if you follow the right direction. But for proof purposes, I'm showing my total amount of earnings, and you guys might be now asking, like, I said 30,000 but it's written 20,000. So like, when I reached 20,000, I was like in a shock. When I reached 20,000, I started getting a lot of invites, and now you might be asking how I started getting invites in my second month on Upwork. I would say I broke some kind of code, but I wouldn't say that is the case exactly. I just understood Upwork's algorithm more than other people. I started getting a lot of invites, a lot of offers, a lot of people already sold on me. And since I was getting a lot of clients and a lot of projects, I didn't want to handle all of them myself. So 9 out of 10 clients, I just proposed to them, hey, listen, how about we move this project outside of Upwork, and we do direct bank payments. Through direct bank payments, it's much more easier to outsource work, right? So 9 out of 10 clients, as I said before, agreed to it because they were already sold on me, as I didn't submit proposals to them. Connects cost a lot, and submitting proposals costs connects in return. That's why I documented the entire journey step by step on how I did all that, and I try to make that really replicable, easy replicable, so anyone, if in future I try to make a playbook around it, people can easily replicate it. And I niched down in my second month to e-commerce because I was seeing a lot of clients and a lot of interest in my design style in web design. I offered web design, so my web design style was a bit tailored to e-commerce. That's why I chose the e-commerce niche, and a lot of clients were basically liking my works. Let me show you what kind of sheet I would follow if I start on Upwork from day one, or I still, if I try to get more business out of Upwork. Okay, so before I dive deeper into the sheet itself, I wanted to let you guys know two things. First, about the thing that I said earlier, I move clients outside of Upwork. So there's a strategy, or there's some kind of trick that you follow that basically allows you to move clients outside of Upwork. I wouldn't recommend that personally, since Upwork has got stricter, and I wouldn't want you guys to just stop your profile from growing at 10k. I would suggest do this after you reach 100k, and 100k is very much achievable in the first year of starting work on Upwork. My secret to that was that you convince them on the meeting and not on chat, so it's not detectable on Upwork. And secondly, I am gonna share a free template of proposal that I used to use when I used to do outreach on Upwork. And yeah, I hope it's helpful, and I'll try to explain more on how you guys can customize it, so stay tuned for that. So let's dive deeper into the sheet itself. In this master sheet in this master sheet, I keep all the SOPs that I documented on my journey, all the resources that basically makes you go from 0 to 100 in no time on Upwork. That includes obviously the foundation, the acquisition, that includes all the sales parts, the standard operating procedures, which is step-by-step processes, and onboarding forms that you need for onboarding the client professionally, and Loom videos, how to make Loom videos for clients, easy collaboration, and general resources that you might need on how to operate on Upwork easily. So here's a free resource as promised, a sample proposal template that I would still use to this day, even if I have to apply for web design job, that is. And how I used to like structure or format my proposals were quite simple. I used to start with a headline that basically summarized the entire job post in one line, and I started the paragraph or proposal with also their first name. And how I found their name is usually they have on job post, or if they don't, like, you try to find it in, like, their testimonials that freelancers have given them on their profile. It's just like, gives a personalized touch, like, you care about the client, or you basically give a fuck about the client, honestly. And the paragraphs, how I structured my paragraphs were like, first paragraph is mainly you focus, so you the most. So, like, when they start reading your proposal, they are basically reading you, so they're like, okay, this person is not like, starting off by us like in a CV format, like, I can do this, I can do that, I can do blah blah blah. Clients don't care, honestly. Clients don't care what you have done in the past. They don't need details of it. They just, if you start with this format, trust me, this would work, trust me. And on the second paragraph, you can be a bit eye focused, like, but make it related to their requirement, not like, I've done this in the past. You can add a bit of information, but, like, don't write essays on it. And then you can ask them, like, simple questions, what comes to your mind, like, submitting a proposal or reading through the job post. And this will require you to read through the job post, like, in detail, if you want to succeed fast in, like, a really competitive market, you can say. You will need to give a good amount of time, ample amount of time to crafting every type of proposal. Otherwise, you can just, like, forget it and, like, never get any good results. Then show your enthusiasm, show your excitement, end it with best regards, your best PS, and that's it. So that is how I used to structure my proposal template, but this used to work a lot well for web design clients. I wouldn't say for all the niches. I have a different thing that helps structuring your proposals in different ways that you guys can have a video on later on in the series. So moving to the part where I upscale my agency and a web design agency, and how I did it was, once I reached 20K, I started moving clients outside of Upwork. Sole reason being that I didn't want to do the projects all by myself. It was basically, if I did that, I was trading off my time for money instead of value for money. And I didn't want to keep all the profits. I could have done that. I could have, like, reached 100K on Upworks, like, kept getting clients daily, and, like, working endless hours and not having time freedom. This business model, or like any type of business entrepreneurship model, is allows you to have time freedom, money freedom, location freedom, and you need that in your life to, like, be a valuable person, or, like, be able to provide real value. And my goal was that, to move clients outside of Upwork. And how I accomplished that is because I started building a team. I started going on Upwork as a client and started hiring people, testing different freelancers who charged less than I did for the service. And, like, I could keep the profits and make job posts and learn more on how clients' mind work. And you can basically reapply that same psychology while you're applying for jobs, right? That helps a lot too while you're hiring a lot of people. I would recommend highly that go on Upwork, make a job post, and then you'll understand what client is basically looking for in your niche, what they look for in a freelancer, right? My goal was to build a team that I could trust in the long term, and that allowed me to basically travel anywhere, take meetings anywhere, and I just needed a laptop, and totally transform my life into being a digital nomad, doing whatever I want, wherever I want, having these type of meetings on average. Like, this is insane. Trust me, guys. You guys can do the same. You guys can book the same amount of meetings. Nothing is impossible. I did that. You guys can do that. Alright, so two things that I would like to tell you guys before ending the video that could potentially help you a lot in the long run. First being, from my personal experience or my opinion, never hire someone off of Fiverr. Like, it's a pain in the ass to deal with Fiverr freelancers. They are cheap. I agree, they're really cheap. They might have more experience, or, like, more projects done but the communication and everything else really becomes a headache once you start outsourcing to Fiverr people. And yeah, just I wanted to let you guys know. And second thing, a lot of people ask me, even when I started to decide that okay, I'm gonna make content around Upwork, only thought that came into my mind or people's mind was like, you're gonna make it more saturated if more people start to make it work. A lot of people are already making it work, and a lot of people want those guys services, specific guy services. How does how can Upwork never become saturated for you? So Upwork basically bids heavily on keywords on Google, and a lot of clients don't usually go on Upwork to search for freelancers. They usually search those specific keywords on Google straight. So Upwork bids on those keywords so that you can show up. Like if your profile is optimized very well according to your industry keywords, then you're bound to get those warm leads or warm invitations. That's like a part of the algorithm that I basically figured out. And second most important thing that you guys need to understand about Upwork is once you achieve the highest rated badge, highest rated badge gets enabled after 12 weeks, I believe. So I got mine in 12 weeks, and having more than 5 testimonials of 5-star ratings. Once you unlock that, then there is no going back from Upwork. Upwork gets its commission the more you work on Upwork. So not bringing you jobs or not bringing you invites if you're doing very shitty on proposal games. Suddenly, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to land more jobs from submitting proposal at that time. But anyhow, in my situation, I stopped submitting proposals. Upwork still brought me jobs, still brought me a lot of big projects that you just at first don't get why you're getting those. Then you understand Upwork is running its own business. It's getting fees from getting commissions out of the projects that you deliver and the work that you do on Upwork. So Upwork won't let you go or won't leave you alone that easily once you've acquired that highest rated badge, and it's gonna continuously give you jobs, not that frequently. You can up that amount by submitting proposals as well, but stop submitting proposals for a month and see how Upwork will bring you jobs, bring you leads and warm leads while you're sleeping. That's really important to know, or keep it in the mindset when starting on Upwork. It's a place where it can go wrong. Honestly speaking, you cannot go wrong if you follow the right strategy. There is no wasting time on Upwork. The people who say Upwork is a waste of time is just nonsense. It doesn't make sense. Just let me know if you guys want me to make a detailed brief on how to optimize your profile to get those warm leads. I've been thinking of making a comprehensive guide for a long while. If you guys have any questions for me, just drop me in the comments, or DM me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram down below. And last thing that comes is excuses that a lot of people have when starting on Upwork. I'll start next week, I'll start tomorrow. If you're thinking of future, or if you're trying to delay this anymore, then just don't start. Just do me a favor and don't start. That's all I gotta say. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer you on Instagram or on down in the comments below. Thanks.